Aloha and welcome to Healing Ways with Kayla Ray. I wanted to touch in today a little bit about crises and transformational crises. I don't know about you, but it seems to me there are a lot of people going through crises right now. And whether that's financial or housing or career crises or relationship crises or all of the above, but a lot of people are going through crises right now. And I think there are a lot of reasons for this, but one of which is that we're being put and placed exactly where we need to be. And now is the time to step up our game, to be who we really are, and to complete the missions that we've come here to complete here on Earth. So I think there is a lot going on, and what I like to call 3D chess. And so a lot of times when it's time for us to move on to something bigger, something better, to pick something else up in our lives, there is a process that needs to be done, breaking down, if you will. I'm sure you've heard that colloquialism where they talk about if you're holding on to something with one hand, how can you receive something, right? That first, before you can pick something else up, you must first let go of what you already have. And that feels so true to me right now, even more than ever. I've gone through a couple of major transformational crises in my life, and they always brought me to these amazing, unexpected places. But at first, it felt like a complete breakdown of my life. It felt horrible, like someone's out to get me, like what is this? What's happening to my life? Just to give you an example, I don't even remember the year now, but about 10 years ago or so, maybe longer, I was working at a rental car company, and I was pretty unhappy with my life, and I just wanted something completely new. I wanted to escape and get away. So I had gotten on and paired up with a family to go over and be an au pair in England, be a nanny, right? And I was really excited about that. And it seemed to be working through just fine. I had sublet my apartment, sold my car, pared down all of my belongings. It was a big process, told everyone I was leaving, of course. And some rules had changed, of course, in transit while I was on my way. And when I was asked, are you on holiday then? I replied, oh no, I'm coming here to do this nanny thing, blah, blah, blah. Not thinking anything of it, and got, oh, wait, hold on. Didn't you hear something about that? Wasn't there a change, et cetera, et cetera? And I'm going, oh my God. And they said to me, please, ma'am, sit there, sit down. And I was strip searched, fingerprinted, put in detention for 24 hours, and sent back to Chicago, where I don't live and don't have family. And it was sort of all over. And I tried to appeal, and basically they said, nope, you cannot. We're not doing that anymore unless you're from a third world country and have a very special visa. No, we're not doing that. So that changed my whole life. Everything I thought I was going to do for the next several years was totally gone. I had no plan. It was a horrible breakdown. It was really awkward. I had to now tell all of my friends and family what happened. And so after a couple of weeks and floundering around, maybe it was longer than that. I think it was a couple of months of floundering around, and I decided as I was driving around, I saw a billboard for a graduate school that I had heard about years ago that interested me. And it was like a sign from God. And I looked it up the next day and I decided, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to school. And I had thought about it before, but something in me had said I wasn't smart enough to go back to school. You know, I couldn't afford to get a master's. There was way too much effort, time placed in this, and financial strain, and it just was never going to work for me. But at that time, I had nothing to lose. So it took breaking down all of that, and for me to have nothing to lose, for me to finally follow my path and my passion. And thank goodness I did that. That's what I'm living with and living for today, to help people and do that in counseling. So it really needed to break down all of my former beliefs in order to get me there. And the same thing to get me to this island. I live on the big island of Hawaii. It's freaking gorgeous. It's a beautiful, miraculous thing. It's so magical here and wonderful. But I never thought that was something I could do. It took a quarter-life crisis and a lot of things breaking down in my life and changing and transforming, and for me to feel really crappy in order to get to that place again. That, screw it, I can just do anything I want then. Fine, what if I just moved? So I just wanted to put that out there, that a lot of things that are appearing in your world like crises are actually an amazing sign. They're an amazing step towards your next beautiful new life. And there's that 3D chess again. For those of you who are into manifestation and trying to manifest what you want, you might still be in this process, and what you've manifested for yourself is a crisis on purpose, for good reason. Because that's where that 3D chess comes in. You know, with manifestation, they say you should focus on the feeling that you want to get when you have what you want and knowing what it is that you want, but to forget about the how. Okay, that's a really tall order for a lot of us, because we're constantly calculating, right? We think this game of life is for us to play and something we need to do. But I understand why. Because if they're playing 3D chess, and those higher than us, our guides, our angels, the spirit, whatever you want to think, God, whoever's there trying to help you out, they're playing on such a higher level. It's multidimensional. Okay, so they can move around pieces we didn't know existed. If we start thinking about, I don't have the money for that, or who's going to come forward, or I need somebody to give me the resources, etc., we're now putting frames and limits, and we're holding back and constraining that how, and they can't get through. So we need to be really careful not to think about the how, and to remember that the universe has its own magical and mysterious ways. So when things break down for you, think that they could be a breakthrough. The universe is sending us messages constantly, and we're not always aware or listening to them. And sometimes they need to make things dramatic for us to see them. And our beliefs hold us back. And so the best way to break down your beliefs is to go through crisis. It's the fastest, it's the quickest. It really changes your mindset. It gets you in sometimes a desperate feeling situation, but it's taken those desperate situations for me to have the courage to be able to do things. I think constantly about the serenity prayer, right? We need to have the serenity to know that we can't change certain things. And we also need the courage to change the things we can change. And we need the wisdom to know the difference, right? And that's the part we struggle with a lot, is that wisdom to know the difference. We need to surrender when the crisis comes up, because it may just be our way out. It may be the perfect answer to our problems, and we're just not seeing it yet from the bird's eye view. A friend of mine commented actually on a previous video about a kind of a program that he was working, and talking about a quote from that. And it was, sometimes the way out is through. And that is exactly on line with where I've been thinking. And when I get messages like that, that's like the third time that something like that has come up for me this week, almost in those exact words. That's a message. That's a message that we needed to get this message out. We need to talk about breakdowns, and that breakdowns are really breakthroughs if we just hold on long enough. So if something's going on in your life, whether it's you lost a job, you're having a breakup, you're getting divorced, you're going through a health crisis, a financial crisis, your home is in foreclosure, whatever it is that you're going through, whatever's breaking down in your life, hold on hope. Hold on just a little bit longer. And what we say here in Hawaii is try wait. Try wait. Just wait and see. Wait for that miracle, knowing that this just might be the exact thing you've ordered from the universe. Just give it a little bit more time, and know that you are always on the right path. You are never alone, and there's always a plan. So just trust divine timing. Know that you are on the right path, and that your breakthrough is coming. Miracles come to us every day. We just need to be looking for it. Thanks for listening to today's Healing Ways, and I'll catch you next time. Aloha.